Okay everyone, in this video we will look at directory structure of the React starter project which we created in the previous video. So as you can see, it created all these folders and some files containing inside it. So let's see all these folders one by one. So the first folder which got created was node modules. So inside this folder you will see there are some bunch of libraries which got created when we created this React starter project. So in future, let's say I'm installing a new library or dependency, so all that library will get stored in this node modules folder. Okay, so that is the functioning of this folder. Okay, so let's see the next folder, which is public folder. So inside this folder it will be containing all the static assets for your React project, like the HTML page and some bunch of images that this HTML page is using. So inside this index HTML page you will see there's HTML code written. From here you can change the style sheets, you can change the scripts. Let's say if you want to add any extra script in the future for your project, you can add it here. You can also change the title of your React project from here, and this division is very important. Remember the ID of this division, which is root. In the next folder you will be seeing this ID, then I will tell you the importance of this division. Okay, so let's move on to the next folder, which is the source folder, and inside this folder we will be creating our components. Okay, so inside this you can see we have JavaScript files and CSS files. Let's start with this index.js file. So remember that this index.js file is the starting entry point of your React project. So it's containing some import functions, import lines. It is importing React libraries, it is importing CSS. Okay, so here as you can see, it's using the render function of React DOM library, and it's rendering this app component in this division which has got this ID root. So I said you earlier that remember this ID. So as you can see, in this division we are rendering this app component. Okay, so whenever you will be making components, all those components will get rendered inside this root division in your HTML page. Okay, so let's see the code of this app component which we are rendering in this division. So inside this you will find the code of that. So all those files which are ending with JS are all components. Okay, so as you can see, this is the code for creating a component in React. So there are two methods basically to create a component. One is class based and another is function based. So in the first video I showed you the class based method. This is the function based. So inside this there is return, and inside this return you can see it's the UI part of your component. Inside this you can see we have written plain HTML, and this plain HTML will be the UI of this particular component when this component will get rendered on the HTML page. Okay, so that was the app.js file, and these are some CSS files which I think you know already. CSS. Okay, this is the picture logo.svg. It's containing the svg code. Okay, this is the service worker file which is basically used for creating PWA apps, progressive web apps. So we won't be seeing this app because we are not making progressive web apps, but in future when we will be making progressive web apps, then we will be looking at this file. So don't worry about this file right now. Okay, and this file is generally used for making making tests for your React project. Okay, and .git ignore and readme.md file are generally related to the Git repository. Let's say you're pushing this project to Git repository, then these files are important for that. And lastly we will see this package.json file which contains whole information about your project, like the name of your project, version, the dependencies, like how many libraries your project is depending on, like it depends on React, React DOM and React scripts. And it will also contain the scripts, like if you want to run the development server for your React, how you can run it. You just write npm start and it will run up the development server for your project. Okay, so basically if I say that this file contains all the information about your project. Okay, And this package lock.json file is similar to package.json, but it will mostly deal with the dependencies. It will lock all the versions. So let's say if you're using this project in some another PC, and if you want to install all the dependencies that this project is depending on, so then npm will look at this file to install all the dependencies with the exact version on that PC. Okay, so yeah, this was the folder structure of the React starter project. In the next video we will be making our first component. So yeah, see you in the next video.